Hello, everybody. It's the real Joe Fingers show. Here we go. I've been trying to get a theme song. I played this before because there's one I'm looking for that's better. And as soon as I find it, I am going to make it a theme song. But right now, this is kind of close to the theme song. I played it before. Sing along with the refrain once you understand what song I'm playing. I got my finger on the pulse, my house is burning down. I tried to call the doctor, but the doctor done left town. What's up with that? What's up with that? Hell, I thought I'd go the distance, but I'm tapped out on the mat. What's up with that? My car's blown a rod, my woman's blown my mind. A note upon the windshield said, I'm leaving you behind. What's up with that? What's up with that? She said she'd be with me forever, but she tapped out on the mat. What's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with that? Tell me what's up with that? I used to wake and smell the coffee, and all I smell is rat. What's up with that? 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 I used to wake and smell the coffee, now all I smell is rat. What's up with that? The IRS is at my door, NSA is on the phone. Can't take it anymore, they just won't leave me alone. What's up with that? What's up with that? No, I thought I saw the devil. He was a bureaucrat. What's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with that? What's up with that? Yeah, what's up with that? I used to wake and smell the coffee, now all I smell is rye. What's up with that? She said she'd stay with me forever, but she run off with some cat. What's up with that? Oh, I thought I saw the devil, he was a bureaucrat. What's up with that? I chose that as a theme song because I say that quite often. What's up with that? I wrote that song. That's based on what I say quite often. And then the other song, in case I don't find it, I hope to find it. The title is pretty appropriate. Tutu. It's tutu, sort of like a ballet song. It is the title is I Got My Ass Handed to Me Last Night. And that happens quite often too. So that's one of the reasons why I'm looking for a theme song. Let's see. I got to check something here. Sorry. If I was hired to do this, if someone put me on a show to do this, I could not do what I'm doing now. But since I hired myself to do this, and I'm paying for it, I mean, in more ways than one. Am I paying for it? I found out I'm a pretty lousy boss. I let people get away with murder. You know what I mean? Let them just sit around in front of the camera and check their messages. And, you know, and ignore the 3 cameras in front of me, which are representative of the audience that I hope to be watching this, you know. And I tell everybody how I love doing this, and here I'm acting like, you know, I'm sitting in a staff meeting trying to pass the time. But this is important. I'm not going to tell you what it is. It's so important. But I can talk and chew gum at the same time. That's pretty easy to do. I've lost a couple of teeth because of chewing gum and talking at the same time. Sometimes I can't write and talk at the same time. But just take it from me that this is very important. This is so important. See, just a couple more words. Don't you hate it when people do this? I do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. Now, I was in the middle of a conversation with my good friend Sean Williams, who just happens to be doing all the video and audio work here on this broadcast. And but I was talking to him about one of my favorite shows. It's on FX and Hulu, Hulu FX, Reservation Dogs, not Reservoir Dogs, Reservation Dogs. And it's centered, I didn't watch it for a while because the synopsis is, you know, kids, teenagers, I mean pre-teenagers and teenagers, you know, on a reservation. And while the reservation premise was of interest to me, it's Sabrina, you know, the teenage witch on a reservation. I didn't know what it was. But then one of my favorite podcasts is WTF with Mark Maron. And because I like him as a personality and a comedian. And, but episode 1252, he had Sterling Harjo on. Sterling Harjo is the creator of Reservation Dogs and a couple of other, I think, movies or something that I watched of his. There's okay, I don't have the movies here, but there's one movie that I really enjoyed, and so I decided to watch that show, and I love it. I love it because it's not just about kids. It's about, you know, the interaction between everybody on the reservation and all the outliers of the reservation. And I really get a sense, I mean, I really am with it. The episodes are hilarious. I really get a sense of what the characters are like. You know, they're genuine. And from what I understand from the podcast, most of the actors are not professional actors. There's a couple in there, but the kids for sure are just naturally charismatic and intelligent and can adapt to their characters so well. And I mean, I recommend this show to everybody, and I'm recommending it to you. And also reminded me of a event in my lifetime because they mentioned something, I think, in the interview about some of the schools that indigenous Americans, Native Americans were sent to. And I lived in Riverside and went to a junior high school called Shamawa Junior High. Right down the road was an institute, Sherman Institute, which was one of those institutes. I didn't know anything about it when I was a kid, although through some reason, I met a couple of kids. Maybe they were skipping institute time or something. I met a couple of kids who were there at the institute and became friends with them. And then when I moved to Utah, I think the Church of Latter-day Saints, I think they had a program where they would sponsor Native Americans from mostly Cass Lake, Minnesota, I think, because that's who I met, Robert Whipple. And Robert Whipple would he went to school with me, and he became a good friend of mine, and we'd go down into the basement and play records and talk about music, and we had a great time. And it was there also where I witnessed some things that made me uncomfortable. In math class, Robert sat in front of me, and another kid sat in front of Robert. And it was not unusual for, junior high school bullying to take place. I mean, I was a victim of the bullying, but it was weird to have this guy turn around and make remarks about Robert being a Native American that were disparaging. It was uncomfortable for me. I said something a couple of times about it, and even talked to the teacher, who didn't do much about it. And the reason I stopped, I wasn't brave or nothing. I just want to stick up for my friend. I just thought of it as a friendly thing, not so much a racial thing. I thought of it as like he shouldn't be able to talk to my friends that way. And I knew it was insulting. And then the only reason I stopped was Robert didn't want me to make an issue about it. And I had to respect him. So I did want to mention that, just in passing, because those are some of the things that spurred me to be interested in the types of literature and movies and TV shows that have to do with reservations and indigenous Americans or Native Americans, or Indians or whatever, because Mr. Harjo said he was okay with the term Indians, so I'm using it. But these times are times where any inclination to understand more about something is a good thing, I think, without judgment, just to see it for what it is. And I think that's what this show does, is I get a sense of seeing things for what they are, not for how I would like them to be. But I do like a sense of humor, and the show is like funny as hell. I think it's funny. It's funny as hell. That's what I'm doing. So I was getting kind of sappy. And just as an experiment, because I don't just sit around and make up songs and forget about them. Sometimes I make up songs and write them down. I made this song up because I was experimenting with a sappy love song. And I wondered if I could write a sappy love song, which I can. This is like so much sap, And I hope you're not diabetic. It's so much sap. And but I wondered if I could fit a certain word into a sappy love song. And I think I did all right. You'll tell me if I did. I mean, the song, I mean, I don't think much of the song, but I'm going to play it. The sentiment, as opposed to sentimentality, the sentiment is genuine. Get the chords right here. I'm such a fool for not believing you when you say it's true, when you say you love me. I'm walking around this effed up town, thinking I like the sound of you say you love me. Oh, there's something that feels so right every time I see you. Wanna hold you tight, and all that's left to do is to say I love you too. I know I should accept my good here in the neighborhood of you say you love me. Just take my time and wrap my mind around your words so kind, the words that say you love me. I used to think only cuckolds and fools will give their heart away, and now it's something I gladly do each and every day, 'cause I'd be more foolish than a fool not to say I love you too. Hard to explain, but my magnifying brain wants to throw me off the train. When you say you love me, I don't know why. Sometimes I think it's a lie. But when you say I'm the guy, when you say you love me, you're everything I ever wanted, everything I thought I never could have. My life's a dream that's haunted by the magic of your eyes, the music of your laugh, and it's true. Yes, I do, yes, yes, I do. Yes, I love you too. Yes, I Yes, 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 yes. Let's hear it for the sap. Let's hear it for the sap. You ever have a sap slapped upside your head? Feel like your ear is going to basically cause you to die. That hurts. Wow. Yeah, that's a song I'm going to save for later. How about it, babies? How y'all doing? I'm feeling pretty good. I got the sap out of the way. It's all true, you know. I can't help it. I got more messages to read when I'm done here. You know. I'm not going to take up your time anymore. It's mostly because they're recorded messages, and I don't want the microphone to reveal what's being said, because could be somebody upset with me. Could be somebody who's giving me a piece of my mind. You know what I haven't had here in the last couple of times we've done this? Well, maybe the first time there were some comments. Haven't had any comments. I would like to get some subscriptions. That would be great. You know what? Because, you know, I got this notebook, and I got to tell you the truth. Okay, the confession is, I guess I didn't write that sappy love song. This book is Joseph Fingerstick's. Fingerstick, I almost called him. Joseph Fingerstick. I will call him that after that song. It's such a sweet song. Joseph Fingerstick. It's where he wrote that song about Louisiana and Hurricane Ida and Michael and Katrina. You know, he thinks he's so smart doing all that stuff. Now, so that's where I got the song from. I didn't really write it, but I did put in the cuckold part. You know, I held the chords a little while. That was I did want to see if I could add cuckold into the song, and I did. Where was it? Okay, I can't see. It's not written down, but it's somewhere. Only cuckolds and fools. Yeah, because it says, I used to think only fools would give their heart away. So I only think only cuckolds and fools, because it's not the same thing. I won't explain the difference between cuckolds and fools on this show. This is not the show to go into it on. But anyway, I don't even know what it's looking for. This is Fingersmith. So Fingersmith left here saying he's going to get way more. The subscribers are because of him. That he is the reason that I'm getting more subscribers. We got 4 subscribers last week, I think, 4 additional ones. They're trickling in. And thank you, everybody who subscribed, whether it's because of me or Fingersmith, Joseph, not quite right, Reverend, calls himself doctor because he has a certificate that says divinity. But enough about him, about me. Please subscribe and comment. Comment about me. Say something. Doesn't have to be good. You can put a thumbs up. I mean, I don't know if they count the thumbs down, but I do, you know. And we know Fingersmith does. You know, he has that little thing he does. You know, and so there's 1 thumb down. You can do it. It's all right. As long as you're paying attention to it, it's fine. But, because, and then put in the comment whether it's, you know, Joe Fingas or Fingersmith. You don't have to do that. But I understand he told, well, actually, he didn't tell me. Sean told me, Sean Williams told me that he's having a contest where he's going to give away some of the shirts that I bought and paid for, Joe Fingers shirts. He doesn't like me. He disses me all the time. But he doesn't have his own shirts. He doesn't have any Fingersmith shirts. He doesn't have any St. Daniel shirts. And if there's a St. Daniel shirt that ever gets made, it's going to be because I made it. It's going to be because I made it. I designed it. St. Daniel of the parking lot is my brother. And I know more about him than anybody. That story he told about St. Daniel being a little boy and, you know, his aunt coming to take him and his brother, I was the brother. My aunt used to say I was going to be the first American pope. It still might happen. I might, but I'd have to make it the Pope of my own church. I don't think I'm going to make it as the first American Catholic Pope. Something tells me I'm not qualified. Something tells me, well, I was going to say they dig up some dirt, but I mean, really, I don't think I compare to some of the dirt that's already been dug up. No offense. I was baptized. I'm there. I think I got a right to say something. And so what I'm looking for is some poetry, because I did write some poetry. I wrote some things. I wrote some things about my ambition. Let me see if I can find it. I know I can find it. Sorry about this. The one thing that Sean told me also is that it seems like Fingas Smith might not be quite right, but he's more prepared than I am right now. So, all right. Today, Monday, August 23rd. I probably read that. I don't think I'm going to read that one. I think I read it already. Easy doing it. I'm going to read this. Every morning I have a plan. I plan to wake up at 4 a.m., meditate, work out, practice Spanish, research topics for my YouTube channel, write songs, and learn cover songs for my gigs. Every morning, that's my plan. I wake up at 4 a.m. most mornings. I meditate, then usually I go back to sleep. Sometimes I fall asleep when I meditate. I didn't write that down. But then I wake again around 8 a.m. and sit at my piano and work on songs for my YouTube show. I do work on them. I just haven't sang any to you yet. Sometimes I dig through my stacks of prose and poetry I've written to emphasize whatever it is I want to go on about during my broadcasts. This is beginning to sound like a fantasy, delusional. Sometimes before I work out, I catch a noon meeting at the clubhouse. I grab a cup of coffee, sit on one of the chairs lined up against the east wall of the room, put my phone on silent, and practica Espanol, while other folks share insight into the recovery topic of the day. I look up from the Duolingo app only when I'm called on to speak. I've been attending these for decades, so even if I'm not listening to others, I bullshit my way through 3 minutes of experience, strength, and hope. That convinces some I've been attentive to every word. This is fiction, by the way. It's not true. That's why I can talk about it. Others know me and know I'm content with platitudes, just another old-timer coasting on the coattails of abstinence. And it's okay with me today because I'm sticking to my plan. And as a result, I can check one more Spanish lesson off my list. Wish I could say the same thing about my workout, but I never made it to the gym. Took a nap instead. Oh well, like my first sponsor told me 100 years ago, it's progress, not perfection. So, as long as I don't say anything exactly about the meeting, as long as I'm convincing in my admonition, or my maintaining, or whatever, or my mispronunciation and misuse of certain words, as long as I'm stuttering around the topic, I don't think I'm violating any rules. If I'm violating any rules, to quote Mark Maron, I don't think I'm going to get fired, because this is my job. But anyway, what can I do? I'm supposed to go a little bit against the grain, or somehow or another. You know how people think of themselves as rebels and so controversial? I tell you the truth, I'm afraid to be controversial. I'm afraid. One of the things I like about this is I don't think about it too much. Think about the wrong or right words to say. You ever been like that? Can I say this? Can I do this? I am careful, though. I do think about it. But one day, I'm going to be less careful. I'm going to be more like a casual conversation with people that I trust. And I trust these 3 cameras. I trust them. I trust them because they have one eye. You know, each of them have one eye. Some down here with my hands, and another up here for my face. And I was told that if I want to show anything like this, to show it right here so you can read it. So you can see what, I don't know if you call this handwriting or hand printing. You can see what Reverend Joseph Fingersmith, his hand printing is like. Also, there's some hieroglyphics here that I'll show you. It's very interesting. I wonder if these are Fingersmith's drawings or if they came with the book or if it's some old book he found, at some of his, I don't know what they call them. I don't think they're Bible studies, parking lot studies, When I went to Catholic church, it was called catechismal parking lot studies. So I like these hieroglyphics much better than the lyrics. So I wanted to show you a few of those. And speaking of lyrics, I'm going to read a few more lyrics and talk about things that interest me, other podcasts. But I dig that Mark Maron podcast. I dig his attitude. I dig his. I want to be more like him. On my YouTube channel, more like, more relaxed, more willing to use language I use in casual conversation. To bring up that Native American thing. The reservation thing, the little story. Now that's me taking a risk. Oh, I just thought of something. I got another short story I'm going to bring in next week to read to you. And it's kind of risky, I think, to bring that story in. Most people think it's true. I'm not going to tell you whether any of my stories are true or not. Most people think they are true. Doesn't matter if they're true. What matters is if I tell them. That's what matters. They're stories. And, even the stuff I tell you is true. Somehow or another, they're embellished in one way or another. I think people just do that. That's just my take on it. Because I do it, I think everybody does it. Because I do it, I think everybody does it. Okay, I'm going to get down here and stuff I know I hadn't read to you. I owe you nothing. If I'd known when I was a youngin' that life was going to be so hard, I would have spent my childhood digging my own grave in somebody's backyard. Now I know some folks got it worse. Some folks got it worse, much worse than me. Trails of tears, pain, blood, and sorrow. Someday I pray we will all be free. Why not today, somebody asked me. Why not today be the day it's gone? Whatever it is no longer plagues you, and you'll be happy from now on. Well, I command you, Satan, to be cast from my body and mind. I made you no bargain for my soul and spirit. I owe you nothing, no ties that bind. And on that day my trouble left me, though it still knocks upon my door. When it does, I just sit in silence, 'cause I don't let trouble in no more. I thought this was going to be a sad song, 'cause when it started I was sad. But then my mood changed direction, made it one of the best days I've ever had. Well, I command you, Satan, to be cast from my body and mind. I made you no bargain for my soul and spirit. I owe you nothing, no ties that bind. I owe you nothing. I like that. I like that. I don't know if I read this online or not. Let me see. An excellent dancer. It's along the same lines. It's just longer. You know, if I can't be a better YouTuber than the Reverend Fingas Smith, I might end up being a better preacher. I like the way that I said, you know, I like the way I casted out Satan. An excellent dancer. I wish you would have told me from the start. See, another one. I must have went through this period of, I wish you would have told me from the start. I wish you would have told me from the start, yeah, on that first day of school, that I didn't matter all that much, that my job was to be your fool. My job was to do your bidding, pay homage and tax to the machine. I didn't say you must be kidding. I didn't say what do you mean. All my life dedicated to this bullshit just to get old and wash it down the drain. And when I ask you what the hell is going on, you say, fuck you, I don't have to explain. You don't even try to watch your language, talking down to a punk like me. I wish you would have told me in the beginning, this is the way it's going to be. When I was young, I believed you believed it. So convincing was your deceit that I couldn't wait to recite and repeat it. I bought in but never asked receipt, 'cause I thought being a faithful disciple was proof enough of my loyalty. But I found out I was mistaken when you took everything from me. Body, heart, mind, and soul, I gave them up without a fight, except once I tried to argue. You said, shut up, you know I'm right. And on that day I understood you never cared for me. You just wanted another soldier, home of the brave, land of the free. I know I read this before. I'm going to read it again because it talks about my brothers. Today I can't find the words to say what I want to say, other than I know you killed my brothers, though I'm sure you don't see it that way. One on his deathbed said, I just can't take it no more. I don't really want to die, but what am I living for? The other, he was just worn out from betrayal and abuse. He knew I didn't want him to go, but the good Lord said, what's the use? I told you once you had to go back, that your work, it wasn't done. But it was me not facing facts. My bad, welcome home, my son. Bad news, it comes in bunches. Trouble at our door. What are we going to do? Any hunches? What is all this for? Where do I find meaning? I've got to make my own. My mama brought me into this world, but you say I'm going out alone? You say you can't tell me what to do, yet you give me little choice. You say I ought to not pay attention to my still, calm inner voice, 'cause we're all going to hell in a handbasket. I've got 2 of them in my car. If I can't find them under the garbage, I'll give you one. Yeah, here you are. There's no moral to my story. I'm nothing to sell. My only pitch is life as a motherfucker. And you don't let any son of a bitch tell you any different or sell you on a lie less profane than the truth. Sure, you're going to suffer, and all your love's in vain, but in the end, the Beatles said it better than me, I must admit. So I will paraphrase after giving credit. The love you give will be the love you get. So the strut and fret will be for naught, and science will say, I told you so. And dead to rights will all be caught and given our last orders to go, be placed in a casket 6 feet in the dirt or burned to ashes. You think it hurts? I know we'll be dead. I know that for real. But it's still hard to imagine how nothing will feel. And it's hard to imagine how nothing I'll be once the body's disappeared. Corpse that used to be. You, unless the soul is something more than the brain, something beyond our scope, our ability to explain. I'm not arguing with our teachers. They're smarter than me. And if they're not smarter, they still have the degree. And I wear a mask and I'll take the vaccine because I don't want to get sick. And if I don't have to get sick, and it won't be my fault if others don't test out clean, and the question of spirit still rings in my head. It doesn't sound like a cell phone, more like a landline instead. I don't want to answer 'cause I don't want to know. I'm an excellent dancer when I let it all go. An excellent dancer when I let it all go. I'm an excellent dancer when I let it all go. I'm sorry that I read it again, but once I started and remembered that I read it before, I just had to go with it, man. I just had to go with it. It's not like you hadn't heard the same old crap from me again and again anyway. I don't know. I'm going to read one way down the list. Oh, yeah. Here's one. This is a song. I'm going to sing it one day. It'll be the same words, but at least it won't sound like the same thing I read before because it will have a melody. But right now it's called Might Be Immune, I Don't Know. My good friend was crying, tears for his lost love. He said he'll never want another. He said he'd had enough. He said, I'm going to leave this town once I find another place to go. I said, I've never had that happen. Might be immune. I don't know. I'm thinking love is a virus that has no cure, no vaccine. But I don't get infected because I don't care's my dominant gene. I'm not afraid of commitment. My need for others is very low. Besides, I can't be bothered. Might be immune. I don't know. I don't wear a mask and I don't use a glove. If you get anything from me, you can bet your ass it won't be love. Tell anyone about us, I'll call you a lying little hoe. I'm not concerned about your feelings. Might be immune. I don't know. I don't know and I don't care. I'm out to get more than my share. My tongue's so sharp it'll make you bleed. I get what I want and I take what I need. Broken hearts and death surround me. That's the way it goes. The dogs of hell get sick around me. Might be immune. I don't know. Now, if anybody knows me, they know that I'm not, they know I'm full of shit when I'm reading this. If I expect anybody to believe I'm like that, I'm not like that. And that's not even a lie. I just put myself into character because I know characters who say they're like that. And I don't believe they're like that. I know a lot of people who say I hate people. I don't believe they're like that. I believe something told them, something happened to make them say they don't like people. I think it's a defense. Okay, maybe I can sing this one. Bye-bye, boomer. You tell me bye-bye, boomer. Bye-bye, boomer, bye-bye. You tell me bye-bye, boomer. Bye-bye, boomer, bye-bye. 'Cause I'm a few hours closer to the day I'm gonna die. Instead of dancing on my grave. Instead of dancing on my grave. Just let my body rot, give the vultures what they crave. I was a young boomer once thinking I could right all wrong. I was a young boomer once thinking I could right all wrong. Making love, not war, a singing protest song. Well, the police beat me, I was pissing blood for weeks. 'cause you're one day closer to the day you're gonna die. Well, I blame my parents, blame my grandparents too. Blame my parents, blame my grandparents too. For the world they left us sounded a lot like you. While boomers went to Mississippi to secure voting rights for blacks. Some boomers went to Mississippi to campaign for voting rights for blacks. Oh, they went to Mississippi, but some boomers never came back. Oh, protest riots, a lot of people carrying signs. Protests and riots, a lot of people carrying signs. Folks shot, beat, and dying. You know this ain't the first time. They say bye-bye, boomer. Bye-bye, boomer, bye-bye. Say now bye-bye, boomer. Bye-bye, boomer, bye-bye. 'Cause you are a few hours closer to the day you're gonna die. A generation demanded justice only to sell out in the end. A generation demanded justice only to sell out in the end. You know, I doubt you're gonna be any different. But I hope I'm wrong, my friend. Oh, I hope I'm wrong. I hope you make the changes last. I hope I'm wrong. I hope you make the changes last. I like to live to see him, but you know I'm going fast. I say bye-bye, boomer. Bye-bye, boomer, bye-bye. Bye-bye, boomer. Bye-bye, boomer, bye-bye. Oh, 'cause I'm just a few days closer than the day I'm gonna die. Oh, just one day closer than the day I'm gonna die. Well, you might get lucky. This might be the day I'm gonna die. Bye-bye, boomer. Bye-bye, boomer. Bye-bye, boomer. Bye-bye. Well, people, it's a competition between me and the not quite right Joseph Fingas Smith, or Fingas Stick, as I like to tell him. Call him. I haven't told him yet. He's probably going to challenge me to a fight, a little pugilistic exhibition, or it might be an MMA, UFC kind of thing. Yeah, I heard he's got all kinds of cool. I heard he likes to wrestle. Let's put it that way. I heard he likes to wrestle. A little throwdown on the mat, if you know what I'm saying. But anyway, I'm going to sign off with this. Subscribe to this channel. It doesn't matter whether you like Fingersmith, whether you like me. It doesn't matter whether you don't like me or whether you don't like Fingersmith. It doesn't matter if you don't like either one of us. Subscribe to the channel because we're going to have a contest. We get 100 subscribers, we're going to give away stuff. And some of it's going to be good stuff to give away. You might going to want it because we'll get it to you. We're going to have it. We're going to get it to you. We're going to show you what the well, they're not necessarily prizes. We're going to show you what the giveaway items are. Just subscribe and comment that you are up for the raffle, you know, of the items to be given away. I know we'll have shirts. I know we'll have recordings. I know we'll have, copies of the good doctors, the not quite right doctors' sermons. So please, please, we're going to get this right. Sooner or later, I'm not going nowhere. And neither, unfortunately, is Joseph Fingas Smith. We're not going nowhere. We hope to improve. I can't guarantee that, but our hope is improving each and every week. And you'll hear more about it during the week. So I'm signing off now. I think I went on too long. Sorry about repeating a couple of the poems, at least one, maybe two. And they're not really poems anyway, they're song lyrics. So you probably didn't listen to them the first time. And I did a better job of recitation, but I'm still practicing on my skills. I like the hands down here. I'm going to act like I'm playing the piano. Upside down. All right, that's it for me. We'll be back next week with the Reverend and then me. Joe Fingas. They call me Joe Fingas because I'm good with my hands.